All right, let's get right into it. We are going to crack the code on one of life's biggest, well, mysteries, why you can sleep for a full night and still wake up feeling like you've been run over. So in this explainer, we're going to uncover the real science of smart sleep and finally figure out how to wake up feeling genuinely refreshed.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? You do everything you're supposed to, you go to bed at a decent hour, you get your so-called 8 hours, but that alarm goes off and you just feel completely exhausted. It's so frustrating, and it turns out there is a very good scientific reason that's happening.
Okay, so the very first thing we have to do is just completely tear down a belief we've all had for like decades, the 8-hour rule. This idea that a specific number of hours is some kind of magic key to a great rest, well, it's just wrong. It's not about how long you're in bed, it's all about the quality of what happens while you're there.
And here is the absolute game changer. Your brain isn't running a stopwatch while you sleep. It couldn't care less about the hours. Instead, it operates in rhythms, these distinct cycles of activity. And just understanding this one little shift in thinking, it changes absolutely everything about how we should approach our sleep.
This breaks it down perfectly. The old way of thinking, just aiming for 8 hours, is basically a lottery. You might get lucky and wake up at the right moment, or more likely, you'll wake up in the middle of a deep sleep phase, which just feels terrible. The smart way is totally different. It focuses on finishing these full cycles, making sure you wake up when your brain is naturally coming up for air.
So what is this secret rhythm? How does this internal clock of ours actually tick? This is where we get into the really cool science that makes this whole method work.
And here it is. The magic number is 90. All night long, your brain is moving through these cycles, and each one lasts about 90 minutes. And this isn't just some vague average either. It's a pretty consistent biological rhythm that governs how you rest and how you recover.
So inside each of these 90-minute blocks, your brain goes on a little journey. From light sleep down into deep sleep, then over to REM or dream sleep before it, resets and starts all over again. The absolute worst thing you can do is have your alarm clock just jolt you awake when you're in that deep sleep stage. That is the source of that awful grogginess. The goal, the entire secret, is to time your alarm to go off right at the end of one of those cycles.
So with this knowledge, we can actually start to engineer our mornings. We can wake up the smart way. We can actively dodge that awful feeling of morning fog, which, as it turns out, actually has a scientific name. It's called sleep inertia. And that is a perfect name for it, isn't it? It feels like your brain is just stuck in neutral, half asleep. And this isn't just about feeling a little tired. Your brain is genuinely impaired. Your thinking is slower. Your reaction time is off. It is literally a brain hangover, and it's caused by one thing: waking up at the wrong time. Which leads us to the big question, right? How do you actually use all this info to time your wake-up call perfectly and just kill that sleep inertia before it even has a chance to start?
And the solution is actually surprisingly simple. You just do a little bit of basic math, but you do it backwards. You start with the time you need to wake up, and then you just count back in 90-minute chunks. So, for example, if you've got to be up at 6:30 in the morning, your perfect bedtimes would be 11 p.m., or 9:30 p.m., or even 12:30 a.m. Each one of those times gives you a set of complete, unbroken cycles. I mean, this really is it. This is the main takeaway for waking up feeling good. It's got nothing to do with the total number of hours. It's all about hitting that perfect off-ramp at the end of a cycle, right when your brain is in its lightest phase of sleep and is actually ready to get going.
But hey, waking up right is only half the battle. You also have to fall asleep right. The quality of those 90-minute cycles we talked about, well, it completely depends on how you prepare your brain for bed. And that brings us to our next amazing tool, the 3-2-1 power down rule.
So to get why this rule works, you got to think about brain waves. During the day, your brain is just buzzing with these fast, active beta waves. But to get really good, high-quality sleep, you need to shift down, like shifting gears in a car, to these slower, more relaxed alpha waves before you even hit the pillow. You can't just flip a switch. You need to ease into it.
And this is how you do it. It's a really simple countdown. 3 hours before that bedtime you calculated, stop the big meals and alcohol. You don't want your body working overtime on digestion. 2 hours before, shut down all work. You have to get your mind out of that problem-solving beta mode. And then the big one. 1 hour before bed, no more screens. That blue light from your phone or TV is notorious for tricking your brain into thinking it's still daytime.
Okay, so now we have our two key pieces of the puzzle: a strategy for waking up at the perfect time and a strategy for powering down properly. So let's put them together into one simple, actionable blueprint that you can literally use tonight. So here it is, the whole system on one page. First, you figure out when to go to sleep by waking up smart, counting backwards from your alarm. That sets your target bedtime. Then, you power down smart by using the 3-2-1 rule in the hours leading up to that exact time. One strategy gets you out of bed feeling fantastic, and the other makes sure the sleep you got was actually deep and restorative. They're designed to work perfectly together.
So that's the real question, isn't it? What are you going to do with this? Because this isn't just some interesting theory. It's a practical guide for a much, much better morning. You have the blueprint now. So are you ready to finally stop counting sheep and start counting cycles?